Sudafed PE or phenylephrine. It's possible I may be holding one of the last boxes ever made of this medication. The reason being is because this video is being made in response to the FDA's announcement that they were going to review this medication and potentially pull it from the market. This came on November 7th of 2024. I'm Grant Harding. I'm a licensed pharmacist in 3 states and a drug pricing expert, and I like to review medications so you guys can make better, more well-informed decisions on the medications you buy. And today, this is very special. Sudafed PE is something that I've been speaking about for the past couple months or so. I made several TikToks claiming that it was worthless, and quite a lot of people argued with me. I don't really know why. But now the FDA is reviewing available data, and they're probably going to pull this from the market, honestly. So you could say, in a way, I am like a medication oracle. Just kidding. Virtually every pharmacist knew this was worthless, and they probably all knew that it was going to be pulled anyway. Amidst this announcement, there's been a lot of questions people have been asking me, like, what's the difference between Sudafed and Sudafed PE? Why did this happen to begin with? What other medications are worthless that don't work? Does this affect all the other types of phenylephrine or just the tablet? I'll turn the camera around and we'll take a better look at this product as well as several other phenylephrine products, and I'll give you answers to all those questions. Sudafed PE. Pop quiz. What's the difference between these two? If you said nothing, you are wrong. They're 2 different chemicals. This is Sudafed PE. Notice the PE. It's very, very relevant. This medication, the active ingredient is phenylephrine, as you can see here. And it also has acetaminophen in here, but just ignore that. I couldn't find just plain phenylephrine today for whatever reason. A lot of people get this confused, and rightfully so. These packages look very, very similar, but they're actually 2 different chemicals. So what we have here is the medication that's being pulled from the market, phenylephrine. Now, these tablets, they contain this medication, phenylephrine, which is a similar medication to what we see in this package I'll get into in a moment. But what the FDA has found is that it's just not helpful when taken orally, and they're probably going to pull it from the market. Now, a lot of people want to know, well, how could this have been being sold for the past, oh my goodness, 80, 90 years or something like that? The answer is quite simple. So this medication is actually very, very old. Phenylephrine came onto the market in, it looks like 1938. It was first patented in 1927. So this is a very old medicine. And it wasn't until the Kefauver-Harris Agreement of 1962 in the United States that said that medications had to be safe and effective. Up until that point, it was sort of like the Wild West. So this is a medication that got grandfathered into our modern day market. Why it took so long for people to figure out it didn't work, I really don't know. I could imagine the FDA is quite hesitant about pulling a medication from the market, especially when, in the case of this, it appears to be relatively safe. So once something's there, I would imagine it's pretty difficult to get it off the market. But anyway, this is where we are now. Now, let's compare this to a different product called Sudafed. Notice there's no PE. People want to know why pharmacists exist? This is why. No logical person would ever look at this and think that the PE would matter. Unfortunately, it literally takes a trained professional, and that's why a lot of us are not fans of this to begin with, because look at how similar the packaging looks. It's very confusing to consumers. Sudafed is something that you have to ask the pharmacy for in the United States, and you have to present your driver's license as well, because they keep track of how much you can buy. And the reason why they do that is because this is a medication that can be used to create other illicit meds that are abused. But the limits are like ridiculously high. Like you would never go over the limit if you're using this properly. So this is pseudoephedrine, 30 milligram. And this is phenylephrine. They're 2 different chemicals, albeit they have the same or similar mechanism of action, and the structures look similar as well. But as you can tell by the fact that one's being pulled from the market and the other's not, they have different efficacies. So whenever you turn this around, it has pseudoephedrine, and this is the good stuff. I mean, this is going to really help your congestion. But like I said, there's the issue with creating illicit drugs from it. But this also has side effects too. I mean, you have to be cognizant of this. There's issues with blood pressure, although technically it really, for most people, it's not going to matter. I mean, this may increase your systolic by like 1 millimeter of mercury or something like that, which is negligible. But for some people, it does have drastic effects. So you do have to be cognizant of that. And then a second thing is that because this is an alpha agonist, but by the way, both of these are alpha agonists, this can also create issues with prostate in men. Additionally, this is going to keep you awake, so you have to be cognizant of that as well. It'd be tough to sleep after you take this. Now, there are several other options to help with congestion in the nasal passages, and there's several different nasal sprays, including a phenylephrine nasal spray. So that the phenylephrine nasal spray is not being taken off the market, only the oral tablets. And another product I wanted to talk about that seems to be not having any discussion with all this going on is the phenylephrine suppositories. These are really, really good. They are very effective at treating inflammation and hemorrhoids. This is incredibly relevant because one of the alternatives, in fact, the main alternative, is a hydrocortisone suppository, and they are crazy expensive. Most insurances don't cover them. Actually, if you use my discount card, they're only like $25 or something like that. But these ones here are just as effective. The phenylephrine suppositories are just as effective, and it's a fraction of the cost, even with my discount card. But you do have to use these like 4 times a day, so that can kind of get annoying. But whenever you consider the price difference, a lot of the times it's well worth it. So there you have it, folks. A soon-to-be relic of years past, a totally soon-to-be extinct, expired, taken off the market. This is very exciting for me. I don't really know why. So I'm gonna hold on to this just like as a keepsake. It won't be worth any money any day, I'm sure, because it's worthless to begin with. But I don't know, it's just something cool to have. I think a memento of my profession, I guess. So with this brings up a lot of discussion. There's a lot of videos that I have made that discuss a lot of worthless over-the-counter medications. And a lot of people don't like to hear that. They don't want to believe that a lot of these medications just don't do anything. But unfortunately, it's true. I mean, we're having this taken off the market right now, or at least we probably will. And there's a couple other that I'm not really fans of. The efficacy for some of these are very, very slight, if that, and they're not cost effective. That's the important part. A lot of people want to argue with me, where there's like the tiniest little benefit. Well, it's not worth $100. It's not worth $50, So it might as well not exist, in my opinion. But I guess I'll just keep talking to a brick wall. Just kidding. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope I was able to give you lots of information on phenylephrine and its cousin, I guess you could call pseudoephedrine. So stick around. I love making videos like this for you guys.